there's a lot of cops in the area right now, so we're just gonna go out and have a little bit of fun. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am here with my good friend John, and today we're talking about his 1987 4i Foxbody. All right, John, well, before we get talking about the 4i thing here, I know that this car has a name. This car's named Dale, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it's not named after Dale Earnhardt.
Not at all.
Okay, so before we start talking too much about the details of the car, let's go ahead and kind of talk about, I know it's got a special meaning here, right? The name Dale. So you want to tell kind of that story a little bit?
So I purchased the body of the car in 2019, and Alabama was playing for a national championship game, and of course, 2020. So my good friend Jason Surratt and his dad were over at the house, and his dad's name was Dale.
Okay.
Talked to him about the motor that's in the car.
So this motor that's in here right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had the motor, he had it for probably around 25, 26 years in storage over at his mom's house in a garage. Been put up in the drive for many years. He was planning on putting in an 84 model pickup truck. I talked him out of doing that many a time. So he's over at the house, and I asked him, I was like, Dale, will you sell me the motor? I need the motor for my car. And he was, kind of like reluctant. But a couple, 2 or 3 days later, he called me and said, hey, if you need it, I'm okay with selling it. So
awesome.
A couple months went by, and I decided to buy it after we got the shell of the car started. Decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and buy the motor, so I buy it from him. About, I don't know, probably a month and a half, 2 months into the build, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh no.
So I decided at that point that I was going to do something kind of special with the car as far as his memory. Mm-hmm. So I sat down with Jason one morning at breakfast, and I asked his permission to kind of dedicate the car to him. So I decided to name the car Dale, and I started thrashing on the car from that point until the end to try to get it where he could hear that motor that he had in storage for 25, 26 years. And I missed it by 2 weeks.
Oh,
so he
man.
passed away on us 2 weeks before I got to fire the car. But yeah, that's why the car is named what it's named.
And you actually have
our
right here.
good buddy Tom Clark at Sennis Built, he made the logos for me, the overlays.
That's actually really nice, John. That's a story that it's kind of hard to tell, right? But I think that you've really done justice, and I'm sure he's smiling down, proud of you for all your hard work, and also for honoring his memory here.
Yeah. Well, I told Jason, I said, I'm gonna try to make your daddy's name famous. Well, I think he might be famous in the Foxbody world, but that's about
there
it.
you go. But hey, he's still famous.
He's still
right?
famous, right? Yeah.
So let's go ahead. I mean, we got the hood popped here. Let's go ahead and talk about the motor here.
Okay.
What's going on? Is this a stock block?
So 302 stock short block.
Okay.
GT40 3-bar heads. Little B 303 cam.
It's got a nice little cam chop to it,
right?
right?
Yeah. Of course, Almighty B Cam always does.
B-Cam Mafia.
B-Cam Mafia, baby. We've got a Edelbrock Performer RPM 2 intake that I shaved. Throttle body is Professional Products throttle body.
Okay.
Of course, the V1 Vortech. I got the Anderson charge tube.
Yep.
Mondo BOV.
You cannot beat the sound. I say it all the time, but you cannot beat the sound of a V1. You hear it coming a mile away, and you know what it is.
Not drive-through friendly.
It is not drive-through friendly.
We've got a custom elbow that I had fabbed, that I built.
Very nice.
Yeah, so just some little small custom touches. The custom radiator cover, which the radiator cover, all I have to do is remove all these 4 bolts here on the front.
Okay.
And that whole unit comes out in one unit.
So where'd you get the custom cover from?
I built it.
You built it?
Yeah.
All right. So actually, I mean, I have a feeling if you did that, then you probably did a lot of other work on this car.
I did all the shaved panels up under the hood. That's all done by me. All welded in by me. Boxed in the headlights, done by me.
Wow.
Running a 94-95 radiator.
Okay.
I wanted the straight neck instead of the bent neck, so I could get past the fact that I have that cover in.
That's really neat how you boxed in those lights like that. Wow. Beautiful job with the engine bay.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So, you know, we're looking at this color here, and it's slowly starting to shift actually in the sunlight. What color is this car?
So this is actually Tangier Orange, and it's from Chevrolet.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Well, at least it's not a Chevy motor.
Exactly. It's not a Chevy motor, but it is a Chevy color.
Beautiful.
Chevy made some pretty colors over the years.
They did, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna, the camera's gonna do it justice, but I can see the color shift in the orangey, kind of yellowy going on right now. So,
yep.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so, hey, I'm looking at the wheels here. Let's go ahead and talk, well, let's talk wheels first, and then we'll talk about the brakes.
Okay.
What kind of wheels are these?
So those are BBS RK IIs converted to a RK3, and what I call a RK3, it's actually a custom 3-piece wheel.
Okay.
Built by my good buddy Tom Clark at Built.
Yeah, I hear Tom Clark's name a lot lately.
Yeah.
I've got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
I know I follow him, of course.
Right.
But man, he just seems to do all of the custom work that, you know, I see people when it comes to brakes or wheels or, you know, I know the logos and tags and stuff like that. So, wow.
So he actually did the powder coating on the brakes.
He did. Excellent. Yeah, and it matches perfect.
Yeah.
So what size are these wheels?
So those are 18 by 7s on the front.
Okay.
With a 225 45.
Okay.
18 tire. And then I have a 18 by 13 on the rear with a 335 30.
Wait. These are 335s?
Yeah.
So how are they? Is it mini tubbed?
Oh yeah, so we're mini tub.
Okay, I was gonna say, because they're still tucked in there.
Yep.
Wow. Well, you know, I guess since we're standing back here, maybe we'll take a look in the trunk. And, you know, for being mini tub, John.
Doesn't look it, does it?
It doesn't look it at all. I guess, you know, if you kind of stand here,
yeah,
you know, and you're looking at the outside of the wheel, and you see here, you see
yeah.
Those are some big wheels back there, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I actually used a stock tub.
You did?
You know, Mustang tub.
Okay.
Added 4 inches to it. The tub is actually moved into the frame rail, so there's no gap.
Okay.
So yeah, it's welded all the way from the frame rail all the way down into the floor pan on the front, all the way across. Seam welded, so yeah, it's all good and structural.
Okay.
Just added the structure back in.
Sure.
Notched the frame in the rear, so yeah, we could get these big meats up underneath it.
And then what about you know, the inside here? You know, is this custom or?
Yeah, those are just custom color covers that I made. Yeah.
You made these too?
Yeah, I made all of this.
Damn, John, you are really handy.
Appreciate it. So yeah,
you got a little hidden compartment down there. Okay.
Compartment.
Very
custom
cool.
panels here on the side. Got my FFP Customs hood, you know, trunk struts.
Yep. Yeah, I've been seeing those quite a bit as well too. Just all these. It's kind of great how, you know, the aftermarket scene is starting to pick up again, and we're seeing new aftermarket parts coming out, especially stuff like that. Those struts, I've seen those on quite a few cars now. So
yeah. While we're back here, we might as well talk about our classic LED lights.
Oh, okay. These are classic LEDs.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I might have to see you light those up then, because I don't think any. Wow. They are just so bright, even in the daylight. Look at that. That's another thing I've been seeing quite a bit, are the classic LEDs, and it's really what these cars needed back in the 80s and 90s, right? Because the stock taillights are terrible.
Yeah.
Just to put it, you know, kind of nicely.
For sure. Right? And Mr. Travis Blanchard is the one who does that, so hit him up if you want to set.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the brakes here too.
Okay. So we're Cobra brakes, front and rear.
These are like 03, 04 Cobra. Okay.
Cobra
Okay. Yeah, those are kind of like the most.
1.65.
Okay.
Drilled and slotted rotor. And then of course the 13's up front.
13's up front, right? Yeah, your wheels are just tucked in so nice.
Well, that's that custom offset with a, you know, when you do a custom 3-piece, you can make it where you want it.
Right. It came out great, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, so how about let's talk about suspension here. What do you got going on suspension wise?
All right, so the rear is Stifler's brand new coilover system that they've created for the Foxbody. My car was actually in purgatory at Stifler's for about 6 months.
Whoa.
While Brian did the R&D on it. over the winter. Fabulous ride. It's using Vortech coilovers. They are canted, so you do get a little bit of rigidity in the corners. I don't run a sway bar on the car, and I have yet to see this thing move at all. Okay, so when you go into the corner, it hugs the corner. Okay. So yeah, that's the rear. And then I've got Metco upper and lower control arms, fully adjustable uppers, Metco billet aluminum lowers, custom 3-inch tailpipes, 8.8 narrowed 2 inches on each side. Okay. Yep. Well, we might as well talk about exhaust too, because you mentioned the tailpipe. So what do you got going on exhaust wise? So we've got a SpinTech 9000s. Ooh. Yep, run through a BBK shorty. I don't like a long tube in a street car because they burn you up. Custom 3-inch tailpipes. Okay, let me go. They all run under the axle. Under the axle, okay. Yep. Let's see if I can get down here. And as you can see, I've got tons of room between the tire and the actual tailpipe. Oh yeah. Not so much on the ground. Yeah. But I have yet to have that. So yeah. Yeah, it's it. Yeah, you know, your rear end doesn't move. You know, you don't got to worry too much about that, right? Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. So okay, let's talk. How about transmission and clutch? Okay, so transmission is going to be a T5, stock T5. I'm running an Exedy stage. I believe that's how you say it, Exedy. Stage 2 clutch. I had a spec in it at one point and burnt the spec up. So really? Yeah. Really wasn't too happy with it. I mean, literally within 2 months after I built the car, it was burnt. It was gone. So I changed over to the Exedy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, stock T5s, like, you know, they'll take some abuse, but you know, as long as you're careful with them, right? You're not. That's it. You're not dumping the clutch. This is a driver. It's not a beater. Yeah. There you go. Right. That's it. That's it. I don't really beat on it a whole lot. Okay. But I do drive it a ton. Good. Good. Because that's kind of the goal, right? Is that, you know, once you build them, that you can actually drive them, right? And enjoy them a little bit. So it's got rock chips all in the paint, so we just don't get too close. Again, that just means that you drive. That's right. You drive. That's right. Yeah. So you know, let's talk now here about, like, we know that there's no such thing as an 87 4i, right? Exactly. But man, you really did a great job here. So let's talk, because I know that you did a lot of the work on this car, right? Yes. Pretty much every bit of the work except for the paint work. There we go. So everything other than paint, you've done all the work, all the body. So obviously. You incorporated the front 4i clip on here. Exactly. But another thing that I noticed is back here. Yeah. With the quarter glass, right? So, I mean, this isn't just like some direct fit, right? Oh no, no. You don't get to just bolt those in. You do have to do a little trim work here. Okay. Around the quarter glass to get your trim pieces to fit on, and then you also have to cut in your little grooves for your clips to fit down in. Wow. Yeah, it seems like a lot of work, but it really paid off because it looks great. Thanks. Wow. Thanks. And then I'm running a 91 to 93 fender. Okay. So I can get proper tire aspect. What I consider proper tire aspect is the front tire needs to match the height of the back tire. Gotcha. Okay, so to get that, the wider fender was put on. So I actually made my own, or took a 91 to 93 fender spat and modified it and made it work on the 86 bumper. Wow. If you take those and put them side by side, they do not work at all. Really? So, yeah. Okay. So there was a little bit of grinding, some bond, you know, some fiberglassing, some stuff like that going on. Probably a little bit swearing. No, actually it was a pretty simple process. Okay. It just took a while. But when I got it done, when I got finished with it, the 87 to 93 spats run uphill. Okay. Okay, so they run from here to up here. So when I put them on the car, I couldn't get my trim piece to bolt up correctly. So I get to looking and I noticed that the spat was running uphill. So then I have to take the spat, because you know, with the 91 it tucks under the car. Yep. Well, this is pretty much straight down. So then I have to take the spat off with brand new paint and trim. Hold your breath. Level trim with a cutoff wheel, the spat, to make it work on the car. Wow. Yeah. Well, you made it work, right? Thanks. Yeah, yeah, it works pretty good. I mean, these are the things that I think a lot of people might just overlook, especially because they might just assume that this is maybe an 86 or an 85 or something like that. I get that quite a lot. Yeah, but knowing that it's an 87, man, wow, great job. Thanks. Now let's go ahead and take a look inside, because just like the rest of the car, there's really
a lot of custom work inside here too as well, right?
A good bit, yes.
Now I know I met you for the first time at Ford Takeover, I believe it was last year, and I think as soon as we shook hands, you're like, "Hey, go ahead and sit inside my car."
Yeah.
I'm like,
"It's a driver, so anybody can sit in."
What a nice guy.
Do this. Yeah, I can do this.
And what you said to me as soon as I sat in there, you were like, "What do you notice right away that's different?" And it took me a second because I didn't know if I was right or not, but I noticed that I felt like I was lower.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and take a look inside, and you can kind of explain what you've done with the interior here.
So I have actually installed 2018 Mustang seats.
Okay.
They are full power.
So look at that.
So all this works on
Creature
both
comforts
sides.
here.
Okay. But as I'm a big guy and I have big thighs, I cut and sectioned the hump here where your front bolts up.
Look at that.
It's all sectioned and lowered down to the body.
Okay.
Or floor pan, and it's re-seamed weld in. And then on the inside, I actually cut and sectioned and moved in the trans tunnel to give me an extra inch clearance for the seat because it's a little bit wider, so I can get it down inside the car.
Nice.
Yeah. So
look at that. Yeah, you're just making it right there.
Yep.
Wow. So again, you know, a lot of custom massaging, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it turned out great, man. I love those seats. So who did like the recovering on these seats?
So I've got a good friend of mine in Albertville, Alabama. Local to me is Vegas Customs, or Vegas Customs.
Okay.
This is actually Porsche Relicate material, Porsche inspired seat colors. So yeah, he done all that, did the console lid. So funniest story about the console lid is I go over to his shop one day and I'm like, "Hey, can you cover this lid?" I said, "Can you have it done by Monday?" And this was on a Thursday, and he was like, "Can you wait just about 30 minutes?" And I was like, "Sure." So I go and get something to eat, and I come back, and he's got the dadgum thing done.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I wish I could be that talented, you know,
yeah.
stuff that fast.
Let's take a look at that and get a little closer here. Wow.
So while you're in there, go ahead and get a shot of that shifter knob.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there we go, Dale.
That was actually bought for me for my birthday last year or 21, one of the two. I think it was last year, by my good friend Robert Camp.
Okay.
Yep.
Another name that sounds familiar to me.
Yep.
The more I get involved in the community, the more all these names are starting to sound really familiar.
Right.
Which is great. I love the community. Is just like everybody's so supportive, and I don't know. I mean, I can't. I've heard quite a few people actually this weekend saying the same thing, especially when they met you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the Superstar 50 Asylum guys.
Not Superstar.
But seriously, they know a lot of people. They hear your podcast and they see all of the videos and stuff like that. And when they meet you, they're kind of amazed at how humble everybody is and how supportive everybody is. And I think that's really important in this community.
Well, that's what we need to have.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely. I agree 100%.
So yeah.
So I know you've got something else that's like really custom in here, or really special, right?
Yeah.
And you actually just installed this right before.
So the guys at Digital Dash EFI actually asked me to partner with them, and or asked Dale to partner with them.
There we go.
To display and help promote their new plug-and-play dash.
Okay.
So it plugs in. You've got your blinkers, you've got your high beams, your fuel. Everything is already integrated, ready to go. So all you have to do is plug up the dash, and when that pops up, it's going to be the brand new S650 cluster that's installed.
And now, okay, so I know like with the Holly, right? The Holly has to work with the Holly. Oh, look at that. Let's see if I can get the glare out of here. I'm sorry about the glare, guys, but maybe I'll try and get a better shot later. Look at that. So it looks like the old school Foxbody cluster there, but it's all digital. So now this, I'm sorry.
Brand new 2024 S650 dash.
S650 dash. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now
and
again,
it does. They do resemble the Foxbody dash.
Right,
they
right.
Sure do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now this dash does not. It has to work with which
Mega Squirt.
Mega Squirt.
For
okay.
now, yes, but they will be coming out with a Holly version.
Okay, great.
In the near future.
Yeah, that. I think that would really go over well.
Yeah.
Because you know, there's not too many options. You know, of course, when it comes to the Holly, you can get the Holly dash.
Right.
For $2,000.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And this is not quite that cost.
This is so cool, though. Look at that. And again, it's just a nice addition. And the more I look around, John, wow, I keep seeing all this custom stuff here. So look at these door panels.
So I just finished those up
this.
About 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
Are you kidding, really?
I finished these up right before we got to the event. Yeah, custom pulls, did the
little window rollers here.
all my little custom touches, all this little button work here. I did all this. Yep.
It's a nice accent, obviously, with with the seats and everything, and just, man, I really like this. I complimented on that earlier. I really like the pullers like that.
you.
And this too, it's just a nice. They don't have to be huge, and
I already have the I've got the rear quarter plastics also done.
Oh, really?
So it matches.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's take a look here. And then those obviously are the same. The rear seats.
650 rear seats.
Okay.
That's been modified.
Modified
to
okay.
work in the car. Yeah. So actually, the bottom seat has been cut about 5 inches.
Okay.
And then reupholstered, of course. The top part of the seat has been cut about 3.5 inches. Made a custom cover, and it's all sticking on Foxbody frame. So it's the Foxbody hanger. It's still there.
And you know what, John? I can't overlook this right here.
Yeah, look at there.
Dale really is a rock star, right? On the cover of Mustang Hub.
Exactly.
You cannot, like, that's amazing. But
yeah, my
congratulations.
good friend Harris Lou took those shots. So yeah, thank him.
I actually met Harris this weekend, and what a great guy.
Yeah.
He's so active in the community, and definitely I told him. Every time I say save the graders, I tell my wife, I'm like, that's the guy that started that, and it's amazing. So very, very cool to meet all these people this weekend here. So John, something that now that the sun's kind of coming out from behind the clouds, I'm noticing something here with the wheels, because I thought these were black.
Nope.
These are not black. So of course, with this whole custom car, why would they be black, right?
Exactly.
What it looks like these are. What color is this? I can't even.
That is the center is it's called laser root beer from prismatic powder.
Wow.
And again, my good buddy Tom Clark at Built did the powder work on those. And then we did a gloss black barrel and a lip.
It looks, and it was probably the barrel that kind of threw me off. When I saw the black on there, but now, yeah, that the sun is coming out, like you can really see the color inside there. And yeah, that name fits. Root beer.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, really, really great job.
Thanks.
All right, guys, this is always my favorite part of the video. What do you say we go for a ride? In life, right, Johnny?
That's right.
And you're right, this car makes all the right noises. That V1 just sounds absolutely amazing.
Old school nostalgia.
So I forgot to ask, what rear end gear are you running in the car?
355.
355, okay, so good cruising gear. All right, guys, now we are in Charlotte, North Carolina for Foxtoberfest. There's a lot of cops in the area right now, so we're just gonna go out and have a little bit of fun. That exhaust is just so rowdy.
For a little 302, it doesn't sound too bad.
I love it. All right, guys, we are back from the ride. And John, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you taking me for a ride in the car. I mean, you know, I've seen the car quite a few times, but I've never been inside it. And I really think you've done a great job. You've really honored Dale, you know, and his memory. And, you know, again, congratulations with all the success with the car.
Thanks.
With the 5-0 Asylum, you know, the podcast. If you guys don't already know, you better find out, right?
Right.
I'll put a link down in the description, you know, for your podcast and everything. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap things up here. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you have any questions about the car, post them down below. John and I will do our best to answer them for you. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.